Kevin Martinez, class of 1992, majored in economics
I did forget that.
and marketing.
Marjorie Martinez, class of 1991, major in management information systems in the business school. I'm originally born in Jersey City, raised in Sayreville, New Jersey, so lived in New Jersey all my life. And chose Seton Hall. Actually, I wanted to stay in a New Jersey school, and it was one of about 4 choices. And had a few friends that went there and kind of followed them along.
Before I talk, are you allowed to mention other schools just for the sake? I didn't want to
fine.
do that.
Yeah.
Basically, for me, I wanted to stay near home. I love the fact of still living in the tri-state area. For me, the whole experience of being near New York, being close to family and friends was ideal for me. A lot of my friends in high school moved away. They went to Florida, they went to schools in California, Midwest, etc. I like the fact that Seton Hall the undergraduate population was the perfect size. It wasn't too big. It wasn't like the large major universities that was 40,000 people, or too small, where it's like 1,000 or 2. Seton Hall was the perfect size. I love the campus. I love the fact that it had a close enough knit community that you felt at home, and at the same time you didn't feel like you were overwhelmed. That people always, were kind of always in your business, so to speak. But also had some friends that didn't hurt that also went to Seton Hall.
And where are you from?
I'm sorry. That's a good point. That's why I have my wife here. I am originally from Toms River, New Jersey. We would say down the shore, as not talking about the MTV generation, but I guess to put it, Central Jersey is Toms River. So I grew up in Toms River and born in Staten Island. So pretty much all my life, just no New Jersey.
Actually, just kind of to reiterate what Kevin said is, I wanted to live away, even though I lived so close to home, but that you can feel like you're away and be around, because I lived on campus my entire years at Seton Hall, and I joined a sorority. A lot of the sororities were little small, and there was a lot of things to do on campus, and first time being away from home, again, it was close enough to be close to friends and family, but further enough that if you stay there for 2 to 4 weeks, it was fun to be around all the students and feel like you're at a college away. So otherwise, Seton Hall is known for their good business school, nursing program, law school. So there's a lot of different things, their master's programs, things like that also attracted me to Seton Hall.
I think, I reiterate a little bit of what my wife said, and, just to add to it would really, as well as because the curriculum, the W. Paul Stillman School of Business, I have to think about that for a second, was highly accredited. I also applied to a couple other business schools within the tri-state area, one of them being in Long Island. I will not mention the name of the school. But ultimately I was glad I picked Seton Hall. Obviously, I think it really came down to the fact that, I had really good mentors. I had a mentor by the name of Dr. R. I think he's still there at this university. And he had a great way with the freshmen. Unfortunately, freshmen, coming into school, especially university, college setting, you're running into walls, so to speak, and trying to feel your way around and not knowing who you are or what you're going to do. And Dr. R kind of he had a very, I guess, calm approach and a parental approach to it. He also treated you as a friend. And that was one of the things I remember the most, is that I struggled my freshman year just in classes, and he helped me get through it. But overall, I would like to say the experience was definitely just because of the people that were there.
You mentioned that there's professors and teachers I remember. I can't remember their names. He's got a better memory than I do. Actually, start having kids, you start losing your brain cells and your memory. But there's a few teachers. I worked for the provost office.
It's been a while since we graduated.
Yeah,
Just
it's 20 years. I worked for the provost office. There's a lot of people within the administration I know working in the provost office. You worked in the provost office as well, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a few people. I worked there for like
Ben.
2 to 3 years, and there was a lot of people, around the school that were definitely influential in helping me guide me through each year at Seton Hall. I'm not saying that sororities aren't, influential, but I think also part of living on campus as well and being around diverse people and people from all over the place. The sorority actually helped me kind of break me out of my mold as well at Seton Hall. So it was kind of I was part of the Alpha class, or actually the founding class for Alpha Phi. So it was kind of fun to kind of watch it start and grow within the campus.
As for me, I would say some of the other influential people, just for trying to remember names, but ones that come to the top of my head, my wife mentioned fraternities and sororities, etc. at National. I pledged Phi Kappa Sigma, which is the skulls. There's also Phi Kappas on campus. We do get confused, but at the time, I'm trying to remember, the father of the sacristans, or the priest of the sacristans, was Father Koch. And Father Koch was our father, or our mentor for our fraternity. And I do remember him being very influential for me, and a lot of the other fraternity brothers that I was pledging with at the time, and also the brothers that were in the fraternity. He just had a very keen sense of family, and I guess was able to guide us. He just had a lot of good advice for us. I mean, he said, "You will be college kids. You will ultimately, how do I put this, PC, party, enjoy yourself, have the full college experience. But at the same time, you always get back to what your true meaning of, being there at school is: to study, to make a future for yourself." And I guess that would be one of the main things that's always stood with me. And obviously there's a number of professors that I worked with that got me through as well.
Actually, so it's quite funny. We did, being Filipino, we're both Filipino. We didn't know each other before we went to Seton Hall. I had a large number of Filipino friends, and other schools had Filipino organizations. And a group of us, there's probably like 5 or 6 of us, living on campus, noticed there wasn't any Filipino clubs. And we are also founding members of FLASH, which is the Filipino League of Seton Hall. And it was like you, me, Larissa.
Right. There was about 12 of us.
Was there about 12?
There was about 12 of us.
But we all lived on campus, and
Correct.
and we wanted to start a club, so we started that club at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
So
I actually remember when we, if you don't mind me interjecting, coming up with the name of FLASH.
Oh, yeah.
You were trying to think of something catchy. You're like, oh my God, Filipino club. I think that's pretty common. I think that's trademarked already. So one night we just threw things against the wall, and FLASH came up.
Yes, and it was funny. Derek told us it's actually
still
pretty.
alive.
It's still alive at Seton Hall. Yeah, so that's kind of nice to know.
Yeah. Experience.
I think the values. I think being Catholic, those values are obviously instilled upon you as a young child, or since almost at birth, with your parents, and that in turn, you carry, through your sacraments,
But Seton Hall wasn't. They weren't. They didn't push Catholicism.
No.
But at the same time, because all the classes that
we
take are actually
Yeah.
various classes.
Correct.
You could take any religious
Correct.
class you want, as long as you did a religious class.
They
took
never,
a religious class, right?
they never had, or they never, even to this day, had any bias towards any type of religion, any creed, any belief, non-secular, anything. I think what the beauty of Seton Hall was, in my opinion, and hopefully you can share this with me, is that Catholic, values were there without actually being thrust into your face, so to speak. It wasn't constantly, for a lack of a better word, fire and brimstone, like when you're a little, in grade school and whatnot, and you're growing up under that premise. I think really, Seton Hall was always about, your peers, and that those values were there, but it wasn't under that premise, I think, personally.
Well, besides sorority life, so that was, we did a lot of things with sorority. So Alfie, actually, charter member. When I say Alpha class charter member, yes, charter member. So there was about 40 girls that started it, but then the first class was actually the charter class, and I was part of the charter class.
They're still one of the biggest on campus, aren't they?
Is it Alfie, one of the biggest on campus? So yeah.
I don't think this goes on. You can edit that.
But we would go to basketball games.
It was either that or tea.
Sorority. Well, back then there was a lot of rules. We didn't have we didn't have a house or anything like that. So everybody was on campus. We did a lot of things on campus. But otherwise, let's see. What your fraternity put a yearly trip to San Gennaro Festival?
Yeah. And then
Every
we
year.
also did a co-sponsor with you guys to the Bahamas.
Yeah, that was spring break.
That was spring break, yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Otherwise, just hop on a train, go to New York,
And
walk downtown, eat what was the ice cream place down there?
No, you got Toro Loco still
Toro
down
Loco's
there.
still there.
O'Brien's. I don't know if O'Brien's or what is it? Is it Ryan's? Ryan's or Cryans?
Is still there.
And you have
And then the hall.
The hall, but I don't think the hall's
I don't think
there
the
anymore.
hall's there anymore. So so that was the place.
Is
to kind
Bunny's
of be.
Tavern still there?
Bunny's. is
Yeah,
still
all the
there.
alumni went there. They had good bar pizza. Awesome. Sorry.
Otherwise,
Yeah. Well, just to add what you're saying is intramurals, sports.
you play tennis. didn't you?
Yeah, tennis, volleyball, things like that. For
Had a
me,
nice gym.
yeah, I mean, we just took advantage of the facilities, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the pool in itself was just first time I've ever seen, the monstrosity of an Olympic-sized pool and all the accoutrements, to say the least, that go with it. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But I think social life, the aspect of Seton Hall was whatever you wanted to make of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do as little as you wanted, and you could do as much as you wanted. I mean, everything was at your back door. I mean,
And you
I
can
don't
go
know,
home
actually.
as often as you want to.
I mean,
so
you didn't have the point where if you got homesick, you would have to actually just have to pick up a phone and just kind of, talk to somebody from home to make you feel better. You would just get in the car and go back home, do your laundry, bring your laundry back to your parents. But then again, some people, I'd
Didn't
stay,
do that,
I'd stay on campus
Yeah.
because I wanted to stay and enjoy the weekends.
Yeah. My time at Seton Hall was amazing because I actually met my husband there.
And you did that, and we were not even at the Oscars. Very good. My time at Seton Hall was memorable. That's it. Why'd you expect more? I think I said enough, right?
I think you're good.
All right, thanks. I have your permission.
You didn't drop the F-bomb.
I didn't drop the F-bomb.
All right, Dan,
Well,
that's it.
I am from New Jersey.
Yeah, I know.